Naruto Manga chapter 657 review. Let's go! So with this week's Naruto Manga chapter, I would say this was actually a good chapter this week. It was entertaining. It kind of got us. We got quite a bit of information in this chapter, and I'm assuming certain things, and I have an idea of what's going on with Madara and him absorbing everything as well. So I mean, there's a lot of things I want to talk about within this review. So stay tuned, people, and let's get into this basically. So what was going on in this chapter? I'm just going to go through all of Madara's part, and then one other part in this chapter that's basically what's going on. There's two parts really. Madara is there. He's back alive. He's like, he's leaving the cover girl thing. He's posing and everything, but no, he got hit by fire and everything because Sasuke went on the offensive. He's the one that's taking initiative right now. Everybody else is like, he's alive. Oh my god, Madara, oh my god, Madara's alive. And freaking Sasuke's like, hey, freaking dancing right now. It's time to kill you, sucker. You're gonna die. And so he put Amaterasu on the son of a gun, and he's like, whoa, okay, this is like child's play to me. Get this crap off me. You know, he took off his armor and everything. Now he's freaking shirtless. You see Hashima's face on his chest and stuff because, you know, he loves that crap. And it's kind of funny that he has absorbing abilities while, you know, Hashima got that wood dragon, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to soak it all up like, you know, he's doing all that good stuff. That's not really good, but you know, that's nasty. But the whole thing is, yes, you know, he's like has some weird absorbing ability that's not directed to the Rinnegan because the Rinnegan is deactivated right now because he can't use it and he's blinded right now. So what's going on with this absorbing ability? And this is what I think is going on, and I think this may be the case here. The thing here is, one, remember, and they said this in this chapter as well. Freaking Hashirama was like, he's finally at full power. Freaking Madara was like, yes, I'm finally at full power. So apparently there was some weird limitation on his body when he was in Edo Tensei form. It's possible, what I'm thinking when it comes to the limitation of his body when he was in Edo Tensei, is that because he had unlimited chakra, it's not like he can gain strength from absorbing more chakra or losing strength because he's using chakra, you know what I mean? So maybe he had a set limitation on his power from that point. So with him being able to actually absorb more chakra and being able to absorb freaking Nine-Tail chakra, because that's what he did in this chapter, because after he pushed everybody away, he took out some fodder ninjas, and those fodder ninjas, you know, have Naruto's chakra inside of them. So he ends up absorbing some of that, and his like arms all twitching and stuff, and he's like, yeah, I got this, so I can control this as well. I'm gonna go get the other tail beast now. So that's what he's gonna go do. But I believe that's what's going on, is that because he's at full power, he's able to actually gain power from actually absorbing these abilities. That's why he, you know, this is more of a threat than when he was in Edo Tensei. Then also, it makes you wonder, because you would think, was he using the Rinnegan before? Because I would assume, yes, he was using the Rinnegan at one point, but maybe he had to resort to that because he didn't know how to use the ability when he was in Edo Tensei form at the moment or something. And then maybe later on he started trying to use it, but he saw that it wasn't really working. And again, maybe it was just some kind of limitation that he couldn't use that particular power because it was in Edo Tensei form. I don't know. That's a little bit more speculative, but I believe that maybe because there's a set limitation on his strength actually rising even further, because he's already at like a freaking OP level. So with him being mortal, his power can go down, but it can also rise up even further than before, even before he was like alive. You know what I mean? So maybe that could be the case. So I don't know. This is just my little thoughts when it comes to the absorbing ability. But yeah, I always wanted to say this as well when it comes to Madara. I want to say that he probably always had this absorbing ability from long before when he faced against Hashirama a long time ago as well, possibly. It's very possible, because the thing you got to remember, Hashirama has Wood Dragon and he has other techniques that can actually prevent him from absorbing stuff. So you would never know exactly if he actually had this technique if he fought someone else. You know what I'm saying? So seeing as he's fighting other people, we can see that he has a weird absorbing technique or something. I don't know. So it's possible he had it beforehand. But like I said, it's interesting. This technique is very, very powerful, and it's absorbing all the ninjutsu, and people are gonna have a hard time fighting against this sucker right now because he ain't playing around. But freaking Sasuke freaking stabbed him, and he acted like that crap didn't even hurt him. He's like, man, this is freaking like a butter knife or something. What is this? Like, I don't know how the heck he just took that and didn't, you know, flinch. Like, yeah, you know, I get stick with knives and stuff up my butt all the time. Like, it's good enough, but yeah, the only other part of this chapter is the Obito part where Obito's laying on the ground and he's like, Madara's back alive, and then freaking Black Zetsu's there and everything, and he's kind of like controlling him at that point. He went on his body because they're trying to attack him, and he's like, no, look, I'm making him stay alive, I'm making him stay alive, don't touch me, don't touch me, I'm black. But yeah, he's freaking, you know, on him, and he's controlling him now, and he's just, you know, telling him what's going on and everything. And it's very interesting too, because this is one of the things that kind of throws a theory out this entire time in this show, really, because I was kind of thinking this could be the case as well. But with this chapter, I think what they said kind of takes away from this theory that people were having, that basically the Zetsu was the first. Like, when we first saw Toby, he was all goofy and everything. Remember how we seen in the flashback of Obito and everything, we saw that Zetsu and he's all goofy and everything. So we assumed that when we first saw Toby was being controlled by that Zetsu at the time, acting really retarded. And then when we saw him change, all of a sudden with the deep voice, I am Madara Uchiha, I am Toby, the whole voice and everything, you would want to assume that, okay, Madara's will took over at that time. And then later on, like, when the war started and stuff, that's when Obito took full control of his body. But that's not necessarily the case, because of what this chapter was saying is that when he's playing with the Black Zetsu or anything, he wasn't really following Madara's will, of course. He was doing things on his own and stuff. So if he was doing things on his own, that means no one was really controlling him. He wasn't being controlled by the Zetsu at some point, or maybe the Zetsu was controlling him at some point in time. But it just seems as though it's really hard to say, because this is all speculative. But it just kind of throws that theory. It's kind of shaky now, is what I'm trying to say, because it seems as though Obito was doing all the things himself, and it wasn't because of Madara's will. It wasn't because of maybe even Toby himself or something. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's really weird. So I want them to further explain this and see if this theory is true, that that when we first saw Toby, it was actually the Black. No, it was just the Zetsu acting stupid and everything like that. The Black Zetsu took over. I would like that to make that. I would like that to make sense and actually be part of the story, because it makes a lot of sense, and it fills a few plot holes that will come if they don't explain this. Because the thing is, if Obito's character is completely done, he has a lot of plot holes that kind of mess with the story and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that maybe next chapter or some chapters after, they kind of explain that, maybe Zetsu was controlling him at some point fully or something like that, like Obito lost control or something. You know what I mean? Like, I would like to know that, this whole thing, because like I said, we all kind of thought that could be the case, but with this chapter, like I said, it kind of throws that out the water. So we'll have to see, though. But yeah, what I look forward to in the next chapter is just more action from freaking Madara, because I'm so glad to finally see this like a move actually do something, because he's been not doing anything at all for the past, I don't know how many chapters. So I'm glad he's finally starting to do stuff. Hopefully we get to see maybe him activate his eyes again or something, or what, because his eyes all of a sudden stopped working. So I wonder what he has to do to get his eyes back to working again. Maybe he just has to end up absorbing all the freaking tail beasts again, or not again, but absorbing all the tail beasts, and then maybe getting, like, using a tree or something. What's the other thing too? What's up with the tree? Why hasn't that thing moved, done anything at all? Like, what happened? It became a brick all of a sudden. What's going on with it? I mean, that's why it didn't freaking absorb Tsunade's snail thingy, not snail, but that slug thingy that's like right there, right by the tree, where it just said, and just absorb that crap. But I don't know, something's wrong with that tree, so we'll have to see what's gonna happen. Maybe it needs a host for it to actually be lively, but that's kind of stupid, because like I said, it was his own entity at one point in time, so it should still be able to do something. But we'll have to see what's going on here. But I want to see more action when it comes to Madara and everything like that, to see if Naruto can actually do something and see if he can try to mess with it. But hopefully Sasuke can be the one to actually take him out, or make a really good battle out of this or something. I don't know, I'd love to see that, but I'd love to see Madara's full capabilities as well. Since he has full power, bring out the freaking woodwork, son. Bring out the woodwork, son. Yeah, no pun intended, because last ramen wood and wood dragon absorption. But okay, I am done. Like I said, this was good. I'm not flipping my crap or anything like that, because this is like I said, this was a turn in the right direction. He turned right and it's going to the right direction. He didn't go to the left, and then then things got cracked. This is becoming more interesting, so I look forward to it. So leave your comments below, tell me what you think of this week's Naruto Manga chapter. Like this review, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see some more Naruto reviews from me. So yeah, it's been the Thabreakmaster, and until then, people, break out.